Hi, you're watching Investor Insights, and in this video I just want to talk about how, unfortunately, people don't learn. Now take the example of any grown adult. He or she walks up to a hot stove and accidentally sticks his or her hand onto a hot plate. And because they've never had the experience before, it's sizzling hot, they stick the hand on it and they just retract the hand and ooh, that burns. I shouldn't be doing that again. Now next time this person walks near a hot plate and sees that it's obviously red hot, what are the odds of this person sticking their hand on it again? Well, obviously if there's some sort of mental retardation or some sort of mental incapability and they do it again, well, not too much can be said. But the average person would have learned from the first lesson. And if for some reason they forgot and they do it again, then hopefully they're not going to do it a third time. So if you have a person of fully functional means who constantly does the same thing over and over and over and over again and gets hurt and just continuously doesn't learn, what would you call that person? I wouldn't know. Intelligent is not one of them. So therefore, what would you call the central bankers around the world? Take a look at, for example, the BOJ. Now, you've had many central bankers head of the BOJs in the past 25 years. And each of them have tried to fight deflation time and time again. And the only way that they've done this is by ramping up the printing presses and printing more money, trying to stir up inflation. And they've all failed. So if you fail once, try again. If you fail twice, try again. You failed 15 times, we'll just keep on trying. But this new BOJ central banker has decided, under the actual leadership of Prime Minister Abe, to do it 4 times bigger. Speechless. I don't have anything to say. If everybody's tried this time and time again for the past 25 years and not succeeded, and you decide to do it again except it's 4 times bigger this time, what effect do you think you're going to get? I don't know, but something else is happening which is going to flood your country with inflation, but it's not your monetary policy. I want to look at the Fed. I mean, what led to tech wreck in 2000 was loose monetary policy. The crash that subsequently followed was meant to lead to a recession. And this recession was supposed to purge all the excesses and imbalances out of the system. But no, we're going to stimulate via more loose monetary policy, and that in turn blew up the housing bubble. And when that imploded, you now call it the global financial crisis. And the global financial crisis was supposed to be the recession that they were supposed to have following tech wreck. But because they didn't let all the excesses be taken out of the system, they blew up bigger. They moved to another asset class, but still all those extras are still there. And this time, during this crisis, they didn't want it to run to its conclusion, and this time they introduced even more aggressive monetary policy. Very loose, very lax, and this time they monetized it through asset purchases. What's this going to lead to? Is the biggest debacle, the biggest crisis to hit the world over. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, just like most people couldn't tell you when the last crisis was going to happen, but all signs was pointing to it happening sooner or later. And the longer it took to happen, the bigger it got. This has been blowing up slowly over 5 years. And as inflation rises, and the Fed's got to try and tame this inflation, which they claim doesn't exist, you're going to see the whole world change, my friends. So in general, the subject of this discussion was not what's going to happen, but rather the sad fact that people just don't learn.